Alright, so now let's just go ahead and finish it up. We're going to do our, we're going to add a light and then render it. We'll add a light, a camera, and then we'll render it. So remember these buttons up here, we'll start on the left one. That puts you in wireframe mode. I rarely use wireframe mode. I mean, I guess occasionally. For the most part, if I want to see through, I'll work in this. For the most part, I work in this mode right here, which is just called your flat shading mode or your solid mode. This is where your viewport is going to be the fastest. It won't slow you down, but you won't see your materials and you won't see any lights and you won't see any shadows in this mode. And if I want to see through, I just do my Alt X, so now I can see through, and especially if I have wireframe turned on. This is about the same as being in this wireframe mode, but it's a little easier to see because now I can see through, but I can also still see kind of outlines of where things are. So I tend to do that a lot. When I want to see my materials, I just click over here into, this is called your material preview mode. And I use this mode a lot. And usually once I do that, then I'll turn off wireframe. And now I can see my materials. But I don't, however, see my lights. I'll only see my materials. Just checking something. Okay. So, how do I see my lights? That's this last mode. Render preview mode. This is the mode where you can see your lights, and as you can see, I don't have any lights. It's pretty dark. So let's just go ahead and add a light. And I'm just going to go add light sun. Done. Not really. I like to crank it up to at least 2, possibly 3. 3 looks good. I also like to pull it up into the sky because normally the sun is up in the sky. It doesn't matter where it is. The only thing that matters is the angle that it's rotated. I'm going to come over here, and I could grab this little manipulator there, but I prefer to just grab my rotate tool and start rotating it out. Oh, let's rotate it out that way a bit, and you can see that handle the same in that way. And then I'll rotate it. Yeah, let's just go that way a bit. So now when I come down and look at my train, I can see shadows. But I just did them aiming towards us so you can see them a little better. I really want that light to be lighting my object. In fact, if I do this from the side, I could grab that manipulator, aim it right over there, and then if I do it from this side, yep, right over there. So now when I come in, you can see my shadows are kind of aiming that way. You can see they're kind of clipping. That's just a memory management thing. When we do our final render, they won't clip that way. There we go. We have lights. We have a light in our scene. If I try to render right now, render image, no camera found in scene. You have to have a camera to render. This is unlike other 3D programs where you can just render. You have to have a camera, so let's just do that. I like to be in my top view when I add my camera because it wants to kind of align the camera to the view that you're in, and I prefer for my camera to start aiming straight down. So we'll go add camera, W. I'm going to pull it out this way, frame up on it. So you can see that little arrow, that's the top of my camera. Well, if I really want this to aim the other way. Here's how I do my camera. This is one of the easiest ways. I like to come up here and put my pointer at the very top up here, and I get that little plus, and I can click and drag, and now I have a second window. This is really nice, and now I can see, and if I click on this camera, I'm now looking through my camera right there. And now over here, I can start to move my camera. I'm going to just pull it up. I'm going to rotate it. Let's frame up on it so that that front of the camera, hold on control, so I'm doing it, and I'm going to look up in the top left. I want that 90 degrees. that way, if I can do it. There, I did it. And now I'm just going to pull it down this way so I can see what I'm looking at. And you can see in my left view, it's totally showing me what I got. Now I'm going to change my move tool. Start moving in there, we go. Pull down. I might now rotate some more. Kind of want to see more of those mountains because I spent some time on them. I might as well see them. So here's something we can do that might be smart. Is I'm going to grab my rails. If I come over to my modifier, I still have my array. Right now I have 3 rails. I'm going to just change this over to, zoom this out, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go 10. I'm going to grab my ties also. Someone let's type it in there, 10. So I'm going to grab my ties and my rails. And I'm going to move them this way. Just go ahead and bring that up to 15 for both of those. So now my tracks kind of go further. So now when I grab my camera, which is up at the top of my list over here in my outliner, I can go ahead and pull it back further, and I can tilt it up just a little bit, but then pull it down a bit, maybe forward. I just kind of want to barely see some of that sky. There we go. So now to join these two views again, I can just put my pointer in between, right click and say join areas, pull it over that way. So now I'm back over here. Now I can look at this one through the camera. So I'm getting just a little sky, I'm getting some mountain in there. I'm going to hit save. I always save before I render because Blender will crash on you. Just hit render. Render image. Boom. And we are done. We rendered out our train. We got some mountain. We're going to call that good for now. And later on, we're going to animate some stuff and we'll just keep going. Okay, buddy? All right. Keep going.